Hey guys, Mathew Simmons here. I have a new video today for you guys. It's going to show you all about how to get started in real estate investing with zero money out of pocket. Make sure you click subscribe below so you can get access to all of our new videos. Click the bell so you get alerts. I hope you guys enjoy this awesome video. Today's video is how to get started in real estate investing with zero money out of pocket. Yes, it can be done, but first, guys, real estate has a lingo and terms all its own. And if you don't know those terms and that lingo, then you're going to find yourself stumbling and not knowing what you're talking about. So first things first, we're going to cover some of those terms today. Let's start with some basic terms, guys. For instance, PITI. Do we know what this is? It's really simple once you learn it. But if you don't know what it is, you can find yourself in trouble. This stands for principal, interest, taxes, insurance. PITI, guys. Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Here's the next one. ARV. Do we know what ARV stands for, guys? It stands for after repair value. This is really important when it comes to flipping homes or wholesaling homes. You need to know what the ARV is. So if someone asks you for the ARV, make sure you know what it stands for, after repair value. Here's two more terms, guys, that are really important to know because these are types of properties, and you're going to hear this a lot. SFH, MFH. What do these stand for? Single-family homes, multifamily homes. This is going to be your standard single-family home. This is going to be your standard duplex, triplex, quadplex. Or, if they're talking about commercial multifamily, it's anything over 4 units. So that's 5 units and up. Okay? What is escrow? Escrow is an account that holds your taxes and your insurance money to make sure those things are paid for you. PMI is something that will add cost to your monthly mortgage. It stands for private mortgage insurance. If you put less than 20% down on your mortgage, guys, if it's a conventional, you will be paying PMI. It's basically to safeguard the lender against you defaulting on your loan. It's an extra insurance that they take out, and it's an extra cost to you. So if you don't want to pay PMI, make sure you put 20% down. Now, here's the other thing to note. You can get rid of PMI as soon as you have 20% equity in your property. So let's take an example. Let's say you buy a property and only put 10% down, but you do some upgrades to it and you get it reappraised. If it shows that you have 20% equity, you can get your PMI removed from your monthly mortgage. It's something to always keep in mind. Now, let's talk about FHA conventional. VA is for any of our veterans, any military personnel. VA, you're going to want to utilize because it gives you amazing benefits. You can do zero down. You can finance 100% of your property cost, purchase price, as well as even some of your closing costs can be covered too, guys. FHA is a government-backed program. You can do an FHA loan with as little as 3.5% down. You will be paying mortgage insurance on that, but that allows you to buy a home with very little out-of-pocket money. Conventional, you can actually now do a conventional mortgage with as little as 3% down. You'll be paying PMI on that as well. FHA has a little bit more lenient lending guidelines, so oftentimes you can get down to a 580 credit score, guys. That's something to keep in mind. Most of the times conventional won't do that. VA will as well, but again, you have to be active or retired military to be able to utilize VA financing. Let's talk about the different types of investing terms and what they mean. So first one, guys, wholesaling. I'm sure you guys have heard this term before. If you haven't, we're going to dive in a lot more in detail in regards to this term. In fact, that's what this whole video is really about, and it's going to show you how to start investing with zero money out of pocket in real estate. But right now, we're just covering terms. The other one is going to be flipping or, I'm sorry, that's not right, or fix and flip. Same thing. Basically what you're doing is you're buying a distressed property, a property that needs to be rehabbed, updated, whatever it might be. And once you buy it, you fix it, then you're going to sell it and make the profit on that. That's the second term. Your third term, guys, is an acronym. It's BRRR. Buy, renovate, rent, refinance. Okay? That is a method a lot of people use with multi-family homes. Duplex, triplex, quadplex. But for today, we're talking about wholesaling and how you can get involved in wholesaling. Wholesaling is you finding properties that people want to sell, putting them under contract, and then assigning that contract to the end buyer. Real simple. You're not buying the property, you're not closing on the property. You're simply putting the property under contract, and then you're assigning that contract to the buyer, the investor, and you're making the split between what you put it under contract for and what you assign that contract to the investor for. Most investors will happily work with a wholesaler because it takes the legwork out of finding the properties for the investor. There's a couple different ways to go about this, guys. One, direct mail. Okay, so what are we talking about? We need to find leads, right? How do we find those leads? Well, one, we can send out a blast direct mail, right? Which is fine. Direct mail can work, but it's expensive. The second method, guys, that the second way we can get leads is through RVM. This stands for ringless voicemails. Now, how do you find the numbers to send out those ringless voicemails? Well, it's really simple, guys. There's types of different properties that you can target, and there's different websites that allow you to target those properties. We use an application or a website called myreipro.com. This allows you to search for any vacant, pre-foreclosure, absentee owners, trusts, bank-owned properties in any state, in any county across the country. It's an amazing platform, and the cost for it is very little. Now, if you don't want to spend any money for that, that's okay, because you can access pre-foreclosures using Zillow.com. What are pre-foreclosures? Pre-foreclosures are any property where the owner has gotten behind on their mortgage payments and a lease pendant has been filed in the county courthouse to start the foreclosure process. It's a great target market to find motivated sellers that have to sell their properties. What you can do from there is you simply pull the address, you can send them a yellow letter, you can send them a postcard, you can reverse look up their phone numbers utilizing a free source online such as whitepages.com, and you can send them out RVMs or ringless voicemail drops utilizing a platform like Drop Cowboy or any of the other platforms online. We use Drop Cowboy to send and drop voicemails. It's a great way to target this market, guys, and it's a great way to get leads. Now, once you've got that lead, guys, you need to make sure that you know how to calculate your ARV value. Now, I can't stress this enough. Do not, I repeat, do not use Zillow's estimates. It's completely off base. It can be off by as much as 60–70% in some markets, and if you are second guessing me on that, think about this. The owner, the founder, the CEO of Zillow.com sold his own personal property for 40% less than what his own Zestimate said it was worth. If that doesn't tell you how off that tool is, nothing will. The best way for you to be able to calculate ARV value is to find a local real estate agent that is willing to work with you for just a small split or a simple payment once you close and get paid. Have them pull comps and create an ARV value for you, because that is going to be one of your most important pieces of information you're going to need to know to be able to figure out what price you need to get a property under contract for, guys. Investors typically will pay 65 to 70% of ARV value minus repairs. $100,000 ARV. Okay? So we know an investor is going to pay between $65,000 and $70,000 for that property, but you got to back out the repairs. So let's say that property has $20,000 of repairs. Okay? So we know that investor is going to pay, let's say, $70,000. Let's do this way so we can track the numbers a little bit better. So we know that investor is going to pay $70K, right? Minus $20K in repairs, right? So you know that investor is not going to pay more than $50,000 for that property, which means you, as the wholesaler, need to make money off of that. So the minimum, in my opinion, the minimum you should put that property under contract for is going to be $45K. That's your contract price. I would personally recommend doing it at $40 because that gives you a $10,000 spread to work just in case you can't get someone to pay that $50,000 as the end buyer, right? Then you have a little bit of wiggle room. If you have it under contract at 40, you get an offer for 45, you can counter at 47.5. Whatever it is, you're making $7,500, you're making $5,000, whatever it might be, right? So typically, I would probably try to get this property under contract for $40,000. Now, you're not going to be able to do that with every lead you get, but you find the motivated sellers in a home that needs the repairs, it's outdated, run down, whatever it might be, and you will get a seller that you can work with like this. But this right here, guys, is your formula. 65 to 70% of ARV value minus repairs. That will give you the dollar amount that the investor that you're going to assign this contract to, that they're going to pay, so that you can then back it down and figure out a price to put it under contract for. Now, once you get that under contract, guys, how are you going to sell it? How do you go about getting your buyer's list, guys? Well, it's very, very easy, believe it or not. Tons of real estate investors out there, and a lot of them are on social media, guys. You need to find a Facebook group local to where you are for real estate investors. From there, you can start building your buyer's list that you can send your wholesale properties to for them to buy. Very, very simple. Every city across the country has a Facebook group for real estate investors. Join that group. Learn. Engage with them. Learn who's buying what. Throw your name out there. Say, hey, I'm a wholesaler looking to build my buyer's list. If you're interested in buying, send me your email address and your name and comments below. And that allows you to start building your buyer's list so that you can then create a database that allows you to blast email out your properties every time you get one under contract, guys. Find a buyer for your property. You're going to assign that contract that you have to the buyer. That's basically releasing your liability from that contract, putting it onto the new buyer at a certain price with a certain fee included that gets paid to you at the closing table. Most of the times, these are cash buyers. You can close within a couple weeks. Most of the time, you'll get paid really, really fast with no problem. Making sure, guys, that in your original purchase contract that you have with the seller, it clearly states and or assigns. That is the single most important part of your purchase contract. It's going to allow you to assign this contract to another buyer, releasing you from it. If you need a copy of that contract, guys, follow the link below in the description. You can download the exact same contracts that we use and all of my students use for both the purchase contract and the assignment contract. Guys, I hope this video was informative for you guys. I hope you learned a lot. This is a perfect way to start getting investing, to start getting into investing in real estate with zero or very little money out of pocket. It really, really is not complicated once you learn the ins and outs. If you want to learn more, send me an email below by following the links. You can join my group mastermind. We meet weekly in a group setting, virtually online, that will allow you to take part, learn from others that are doing this on a daily basis, as well as myself and my team. If you want a more hands-on approach, I offer one-on-one coaching that you can find below the link to follow to my website and learn a little bit more about that. Guys, I hope to see you back, and I hope you take away from this how to start getting invested in real estate. We'll see you soon.